welcome back. Thank you for coming to another video on this channel. And today there's something I want to talk about that I think I have touched before in one of my previous videos when I was at the monastery, but it is about the body, mind and heart, and like where to start when you start focusing on your self-development and trying to overcome your obstacles and improve and fix your traumas or whatever the issues you had or have in your life, and trying to do better. It can become very overwhelming where to start, because in today's world, like, you have so many videos, so many suggestions, Google this and that, and the flood of informations, it's very challenging because you can get sucked into it and never get to the work, which, 30, 40, 50 years ago really was quite different, because you just had few books, you read them and you got to the work. Like, you would spend your time in the books in the evening, in the morning, whenever you get a chance, but throughout the day and everything you would work on yourself. So nowadays, with all the iPhones and phones and whatever, you can watch whenever you can watch at any point, whether like you're on a toilet at work spending 10 minutes just to scroll, and just the flood of information, it's too much to bear, and it's stopping you to get to the work actually and make the progress in your life. And that, I think, it's the fundamental essential thing out of all self-development, that you have to get to the work. And that's also the biggest struggle that I've witnessed, because you then fight with like impatience in many times, because self-development and everything related to self-work and improvement on yourself is about patience and the work that you put into it. And that's, I think, really challenging for the mind, especially with all these informations, because it's hard to distinguish what's reality and what's not, what's real and what's not, and you don't see the full thing, so you just see the pretty picture. And it's a kind of manipulation that the 21st century created. So in today's video, I kind of want to walk you through my journey, my situation with all this stuff that I found is helpful and slowly builds your confidence, believe in yourself and everything. I kind of actually, with my videos, I started to write them down and plan them. I try to like make the main points, so sometimes I look at the computer because I want you to get the most out of it. I want to really make an impact and share something with you that I've noticed is really improving my life. Because for myself, I come from a divorced family. I've never had a father figure, mother, single mom, 2 jobs, could do just only as much as she could. Then other obstacles in life. There's just so many things I've been through that I don't have, or not necessarily want to share today in this video, but maybe next time we'll see how it goes, or if you guys are interested. But it's very personal, and I don't think not everything has to be shared on the internet, but if you're interested, you could let me know and we'll see. But there's been quite a lot, and in today's world where like you're bombarded that you don't look like this, you don't have money, you don't have a house, it can really mess you up, I would say, in a big way. So as a person, if you're watching this, and I believe you are the one who really is trying to make an impact on their lives and change it for the better, I would like to share with you like where to start and the concepts I see behind the self-development, which is the body, the mind, and the heart. The body is the fundamental fuel for your life. Like, it's how you do things, it's how you pick things, it's how you cook, it's how your body does everything, right? The mind is the one that is, I would say, out of all these, the biggest struggle, because especially with traumas and experiences that as a kid you should never experience, and even beyond as an adult, because that has impacts into your adulthood, can be the trickiest one. And therapy comes in place, and some other things that you can do for your mind, and it's really nasty place when you really try to like fix it in the mind, because nowadays we don't even know how majority of our brain works. Like, we know a small portion, and the rest goes beyond our understanding yet. So that's why I'm saying it's tricky, because if we knew how everything in this thing worked, we would be better off, but we don't. So therapy comes in place, reading a lot of books. I would say also like listening to a lot of podcasts with like other humans, like other people's experiences, can come very handy. It's a lot of invested time, but what I've noticed with myself, I've really over the years became more and more intuitive and understanding the concepts of like how certain things, or not certain things, but many things connect. And I have to say that it has been very transformative in terms of like how I can then perceive things, how I can behave in certain situations, how I can treat other people, because unconsciously, like, you still pick like what's the right choice, what is, like, you constantly analyze, and that is very, very tricky when it comes to particular situations and how to handle them. So body, mind, and heart. And heart is something where if you've been hurt over and over and over again in your life, whether it was in like a partnership, friendship, relationship with your loved one, family wise, if you've never experienced like a true love, true kindness, gestures without that you need to repay back, or there is some other undercover thing that you have to do because they did something for you, it can become tricky. And hard is something that if you can find like how to love, what love means for others, that's unconditional, that you wish them the best even though they hurt you, it is pretty wild thing, because in hard you can become bitter, you can become resilient towards the gestures of others, and loving is bring more to the world than hate, and hate is much easier to feel, because essentially we always think we're wronged and that we are right and we deserve something in life, but we don't really deserve much. Like, we're just here to create, we are here to do, we are here to build, we are here to love, to love, to bring more positivity, to bring more loving aspect of life into the world, to other people's lives, and not hate, because hate just leads to destruction, and as a human being you don't want to destroy yourself. So that's a big part of where to start and what it means to start, and the aspects of like body, mind, and heart. And I think body, it's where I would recommend to start, but it's very complicated because I don't know exactly your situation, and I don't want to lie to you where like you should necessarily start, because each one of us is very different. And when it comes to self-work, self-development, it can become very overwhelming and very challenging to navigate, like where to start on all that. So from my experience, I was always overweight, obese almost at some points probably. And so for me, how I would fill my life was with food, and I still sometimes struggle with it, but it has become less frequent, and I become definitely more aware of those situations. So for me, the process of like starting and the development is in all of them. Like I actually do it all at once, but it's something I would not recommend to anyone basically. But it's just my life circumstance that I feel like it's the right, or I should be doing that. But it's very challenging, very painful, and struggle comes with it. So for people that feel uncomfortable with them and they are fat, let's call it that way. I was fat, and you might be fat as well, and that's okay. It's not okay to be fat. It's okay if you're there, but it's not okay to stay there. And so, if your life circumstance it lies in this area, I would definitely recommend to start with the body, because body literally fuels you. Like if you start feeling like mind, nobody can see your mind, right? Like it's only you and your thoughts. Heart, still, nobody can see it, nobody can like necessarily feel it. Nah, but body, you can see it. Everyone else can see it. Everyone will notice, especially if they know you for a long time, and like you make the transformation to like from fat to like good looking man and girl. You can change a whole lot. It's a tricky one, but body is the foundation that builds a strong discipline, and discipline equals that you are able to overcome the next two obstacles. If you struggle also with your mind and heart, it's something that will help you to build discipline and then overcome the next obstacles much easier than if you were fat but your mind was okay and heart maybe. But again, it really depends. And what I want to say is that winning the discipline will give you the advantage others will lack, because discipline about like your self-development and how you approach it is so important, and discipline will slowly by step build a character, builds a man, builds a woman, a person who doesn't fear and get everything done, or gets it done. Like in the end, it will, no matter how hard it was, you'll get it done. And I think that's what a lot of people lack nowadays, like discipline. You know, some people work harder, but it's you know, discipline can project the narrative of the word in so many different ways for anyone. And so the main points I would consider when you're starting the self-development is to few points. You take small steps. Small steps will take you a long way. Like for me, my body, my transformation, I know I was fat. I've been overweight many times in my life, down and up. I lost weight, down and up. You know, it's like a roller coaster. But this time is very different. And this time, the reason why I'm saying it, because I've been on this journey for over a year with changing my body, and I could be already there, but I'm not. So there's different aspects to that. And before all this, I was always like, oh my god, in 3 months I have to be in like looking like a Thor, you know, or Captain America. And just, it's not possible, especially if you have a job, maybe a partner, things to take care of. It is very much challenging. So that's where like really extreme discipline comes in. But in the long run, if you take small steps and compound, you build a resilient, you build more strengths, you build more discipline to achieve these kind of things. And that's very important when you really want to work on yourself. So that's 1.1, how to build a character through small steps. Then what I wrote down here is building a stronger body will bring more clarity and healthy confidence that as a man or a woman you must have and be able to control. Because if you're fat, you cannot feel good about yourself. You cannot accept that you're fat, and it's okay. It is literally not okay, because you being overweight, you being obese, like, you threatening your life. Like, I understand when people say you have to accept that you're like this. It's okay, but it's not. You can't be fat. You need to be healthy. You need to be strong. You need to be strong here, here, and here. And being fat, you will never get there, because it's not natural. It's not natural to be fat. Let's be honest. So that's what's really important about, like, when you start, look at your body, look at how it feels, how you feel it, and make the adjustments. And the kind of last point I wrote down here for me was, once you do that, you will stop running and finally will accept the truth about yourself, and will start the process of a positive change. And I think that's the most amazing thing you can do, to make a positive change to your life. Like, if you want to be stuck in the nastiness of your life, in the situations that you hate so deeply, how do you want to make a positive change? There is no positive change without sacrifice, discipline, and a vision. So what I would recommend, and I want you to do, make a vision board. Make a vision board that shows the true colors of where you want to be. What does your life look like? What impact you want to make? Like, how the life looks like for you. Like, all that, put it into a vision board, and maybe print it on the wall, put it there, whatever. Have a look at it every day. And I swear to God, it will make an absolute stunning transformation that you will never forget. Alright, peace, and I'll see you in the next one.